Ishmael, we shouldn't really nuke Hollywood. Oh, really? Oh, really? Amber Heard. Amber Heard, you say? Who is that? Well, frankly, she's a goddamn smoke show. And the only reason why I saw Wonder Woman is because I wanted some new material for when I can't go to sleep at night. Or not Wonder Woman, I'm sorry. I mean Aquaman. She's a chick with the red hair in Aquaman. She is an absolute dime piece. Now, I've looked into this story a little bit. Okay. Amber Heard is the ex-wife of Johnny Depp. Now, Amber Heard levied allegations against Johnny Depp during the apex of the Me Too movement, claiming he was abusive. Physically, mentally. He was a monster. Now, I don't have a hard time believing this. Okay, I'm a person who believes that actors aren't constrained to the morality that most Americans are. These are people who have no real talents other than performing what they see on a script. They're good at pretending. Now, I guess Amber Heard isn't even good at that. Because it turns out that this bitch is fucking crazy. There's a word reserved for women like this. My mother told me to never use it, so I won't. However, it begins with a C and ends with a T. I think you know what I'm talking about. So what happens to Johnny Depp in the wake of these allegations? Well, he loses his contract from Disney. He's vilified in the media. He has a hard time landing a job. Because Amber Heard said he was abusive. Now, obviously, Johnny Depp fought this. And there's actually been some evidence. What? Yeah, you know that stuff that we use to judge whether we should condemn someone or not as a criminal? Well, some of that came out. Yeah, some of that. And it turns out that Amber Heard was abusive. There are many articles on this that you can read. There have been text messages relayed in court showing the depths of this bitch's insanity. But I have one story in particular that I think will summarize my point very clearly. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard got into a fight. It was a verbal altercation. They were saying crazy shit that people say in relationship fights. I've said some crazy shit to my women of the past. They have said some crazy shit to me. Stuff that cuts you to the core. And what do most people do when this happens? They blow some steam off. Whether that means buying a hooker, getting a beer, or going for a walk. These are the things most people do. Now take a guess at what Amber Heard does. Well, I'll tell you. She took a shit in his bed. No, I'm not kidding. Johnny Depp called his wife Amber Turd. Now, this is childish, but it's also hilarious. This bitch took a shit in his motherfucking bed. Now, frankly, I think she did him a favor. Because if you're ever in a state of mind where you feel inadequate, or you feel like a woman is better than you, there is one solution. And that solution is to imagine her taking a shit. This is the only solution. Don't go to a therapist. Don't talk about your feelings. No. What you do is you sit down, you let the weight of your body sink into that seat, and you just picture her with her shins tensed, her knees folding, and ripping farts. You imagine the sound of that turd hitting the toilet water. You think about what her face must look like in the process of squeezing out a turd. These are all valuable tools to overcome feelings of inadequacy. So Amber Heard not only provided that for him, she did it in their fucking bed. So, Johnny Depp, sorry, sir. I really liked Pirates of the Caribbean, but this is a great opportunity for you. You need to take this in stride. Maybe on the chest. But I'm proud of you, Johnny. I know you've been dealt a tough hand, but frankly, you also deserve it for putting a ring on that crazy bitch's finger. So for all the other men who may be watching this video, and women, if you ever feel inadequate, imagine your partner taking a shit. Just like you, just like me. So finally, the final act. We must nuke Hollywood. This is Ishmael. Thanks for tuning in. Leave a like and subscribe.
On the right foot of Zane Gonzalez. The clock showing just one tick. This for the win.
Makes the score.
Well, a little drama there at the end.
Power Hour's the place to get it.
He's a bad man.
We on.
Feeling on rage right now.